G'day, g'day. So we've returned to one of our bush camps that we were doing fires on a little while back. We stripped out the bark because there had been like bushfires through here that had gone all the way up. And our fire was like way lower than any of this stuff that was actually burnt. We just kind of burnt through a bit of like scrambling old man's whiskers sedge. And I'll show you what that one is in just a sec. But what we're looking at now is the regrowth of a few very interesting plants. So what we have here is Lambertia. Now Lambertia is otherwise known as the mountain devil. I like to call them the red nectar crown because the flower is like the shape of a crown and it is rich in nectar. Over here we've got a little example of that, and you can see how this little crown comes up. It starts to spread open, and before the little florets here, these little tubular florets open up, they've got this little spike to them, so it looks like a little crown. It's stunning. Now what I've experienced with this plant, and here's the seed pod of this plant here. You see that little in there? This little devil horns. Yeah? That's why this thing used to be called the mountain devil, because it was sold as a trinket for tourists, and this little thing was the head. And you can look this up, Google images of this stuff, right? Mountain devil sold in Blue Mountains. Fascinating thing. Now my personal experience with this, and that seed is edible too, I've eaten that. The flowers, you eat the base of it, you chew the base. You can actually cut it off completely and you can add it to salads. It's really beautiful. Now the young leaves can be, basically taste like licorice. They're really, really nice. And one of the ways you can encourage a plant to set out new leaves is to hedge it. And these plants would actually respond very well to hedging because they grow back so well after fire. Remember we talked about that old man's whiskers sedge. So that's this stuff here. It's a very underestimated plant. This thing is rich in carbs, very rich in carbs. And I don't know if it grows down in Tasmania, but if it grows up in the Blue Mountains with all the cold that we have here, you'd probably have similar climates there. So I reckon if you were on the Alone series down there and you were struggling to survive, that would be something worth adding to your diet. Now what part do you eat? There's a few things here, eh? So you can actually eat these tiny little brown things that are on the end of it. They will also taste slightly like licorice, however they are not the seed. It does form a very, very small seed, and I can't really see it anywhere on the plant at the moment, but it does form a lot of them on the end of each of those, and they're also edible. Another thing you can eat is the spiky segments that come off of this thing here, right? You see all these nodules. Just here, where it connects down to here, there's a tiny little bit of undifferentiated leaf, right? It's leaf embryo. It's a white color, and you can chew that and get the carbs from that as well. But you don't want to take up the whole plant, because if you do that, you kill the food resource. So you only take it from just the tip bits. Another thing you can take though, is right down the base of this thing where it gets right into the ground. You see the little new shoots that are coming up. And those new shoots, right down here. This stuff right in here, that's another little tiny pea-sized carb that you can get your hands on. But not this part here. Dig a little, dig a little, dig a little. And you'll reveal there's usually a little bit off to the side. But if you have to dig too much, just leave it alone because you're wasting energy. Another fantastic plant, this grass top. And this one is platysace, right? So platysace, these little end bits here, this is edible. It's actually got another edible growing up around it, which is like a twining glycine or something similar. And the tendrils on that are also edible. So this is a lot of things that no one on the Alone series is eating. And I just feel that maybe their diets would be a little bit healthier if they were eating a bit more greens. They'd be able to buffer the extremes from the wind, for example. I'm really disappointed seeing so many people camping on the coast. You'd never, ever, ever camp on the coast. You build a little, baraganyari, right? That's a little tiny fishing hut, baraganyari, okay? If you're going up from Sydney to friggin' like Coffs Harbour, there's a highway bridge which is named Baraganyari Hut Road, right? Fishing Hut Road. What you do is you go in the forest because this is your walls, people. Your walls, yeah? And another thing that's really annoying me with this Alone series is no one's using the paper bark. You're in the forest, you're surrounded by paper bark. It's the most insulative thing. It should be your floor, your bed, your roof, your walls. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, do people even dig? No one's digging up roots, are they? Pounding the ferns, getting the starch, come on. I mean, Shit. If I was to go on that thing, I reckon, you know, like I might have to give them a copy of my book and make this a little bit more of a funsy game, hey? Anyway, take care of yourselves, have fun, all the best, and let's see how we go. Peace out.